So, are you looking to buy a security camera for your home, shop, office or somewhere else? This is the video that you should be watching, because in this video, I have one of the craziest affordable cameras out there in the market that I'm gonna be reviewing in depth in this video. Watch this video from start till end to understand all the features that this camera is providing and what are the steps that you should follow in order to pair it with any device that you have. So, without wasting any more time, directly let's get into the video. The camera comes in this kind of packaging, and to be true here, I have already used it. I just put it in the box to show how it looks like. So this is the slider, and the first thing that you'll be seeing here would be the camera and a QR code on the bottom for downloading the application on your mobile phone. We'll get to that later, but Xiaomi is good enough to provide a very long data cable that you would be needing for connecting the camera with the power supply, and believe me, it's quite long. Like, yeah, can't really show in one frame, but if I roll it up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it can take up to 9 rolls of this cable. The next thing that comes in the box is a power adapter of 1 ampere, which a lot of companies are now removing, which I really appreciate Xiaomi to provide it along with the camera. So this is the adapter, and then the final piece of thing is this camera right here. So it looks like this. So at the bottom of this, there's a QR code and some necessary information of the camera. This is a stand basically, which can go around 180 degrees, so which is good. You can make the camera stand like this, or you can do like this, depending upon where you want to install it. And if you look closer, there's a LED indicator at the bottom of it, and there's a microphone on the top, which can be used to hear whatever is going around the camera. At the back side, there's a small speaker for all those audio outputs, and yes, person in front of the camera can also hear, so you can even communicate two-way with this camera like a baby monitor. Then on the bottom here, this is the place where the USB will be going in, and on the side there is a memory card. Now this camera does not come with a memory card. This is something that I installed in this camera for checking. Then on the right side you have a small reset button, which can be used in case your camera stops responding and you want to reset it. Now for the application, you need to install this application on your mobile phone, which is Xiaomi Home. It's in beta. And once you open it, you'll see something like this. Let me quickly turn this camera on in a second. So the camera is now plugged in, and as soon as you plug in the camera, you'll be able to see this LED indicator going orange in the start. So once that is done, all you have to go to yeah, that's what's gonna happen once you plug it in the very first time. It's gonna give you an output to scan a QR code, and where should you get that QR code from? So on the application here, you have to go to plus, and you have to find the camera in here. This camera is Mi Home Security Camera Basic 1080p. It's a long name. You again heard it, waiting for connection. And once you hear the voice prompt, you have to take this, because it says wait until you hear a voice prompt. I heard that, and press on next. Then you have to select which Wi-Fi you need that camera to be connected with. I want it to be connected with my camera or my Wi-Fi. And once you have that, you will be seeing this QR code. All you have to do is flip your phone screen and bring it near. QR code scans successfully. That's how easy it is to pair the phone with the camera. And once you hear that device online, your phone will automatically come to this state where it's gonna be asking what is the name of the device that you want to give. I'm just gonna be leaving it default, which is bedroom. I'm gonna be clicking to bedroom and next. And then it's gonna be renaming your device. I don't want to do anything. I'm just gonna click on next. And it's gonna show me, let's get started, to the camera. You would immediately be able to see what's going on with the camera. So give me a second. On the phone here you can see the viewing angle is really high. It looks like it's an ultra wide camera, and so you would be able to see everywhere where the camera is looking. I'm gonna be showing you the outside of my apartments. Live feed will be shown on the phone directly, and if you want to talk here, you have to press this call button. I'm very much sure that once I do this, it's gonna create an interference since it's very close to each other, but the point is you can talk like this. That was very close. Alright, so that was there. Then you can press on sleep and the camera will go on sleep mode, and once you want it to come back to life, you just have to tap on the screen and it's gonna come online again. So those are the few controls. Like here you can click on audio and you can now hear the audio of the camera with whatever it's gonna be hearing. So the microphone of this camera, I'm tapping it and you can hear it from the phone. So that's a very good feature when it comes to baby monitoring, and that can be useful for you. There is this option where you can take a screenshot of what's going on the camera. Then this is the video mode where you can start recording it, and once it is recording, it's directly sending it on my phone over here as well. So immediately whatever I recorded would be sent to my mobile phone like this, and then it's a video that's going to be playing. Then this is an auto mode where you can select the resolution of the video feed that is being shown on the camera to your mobile phone. Auto is best because in case your network drops, it will be shifted to low, and then when the quality is high, it's going to be shifting to high. So that's what I like to do, and you can obviously see it in full screen too. Now there would be some other controls that you'll be able to see on the camera here. So once you go here, you'll be able to see the camera settings, under which you can turn off this status light that's blinking so that no one knows that the camera is active. Once you turn it off, the camera would still work as you can see here, but the status light of that camera is turned off. I'll still turn it on because this feature actually lets me know that the camera is online. Then there is a data usage warning that you can set in case you want to have some data limitations here. Then sleep, where you can schedule a particular time for your camera to sleep, which is really not the point of having this camera, but okay, they have given that feature. Then with the images that you're going to be clicking, it's going to have the option to correct the lens distortion as well as put a timestamp so that you can easily recognize when it was taken. Then this is the night vision. Now this is a very interesting feature here. So once the camera is in an environment which does not have much light, it's a very dim room, instead of showing a black image, it will turn the infrared lights on so that it's able to see very clearly in a very dark room too, like literally very clearly. And this is automatically by default, so the moment it detects that the light is below a certain level, it will switch to black and white. But just for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna be turning it on so that I can show you how it looks like in the video. So this is the black and white video that is there once the light is not enough. Now for me the light here is enough, but in the dark it will be just as good as this video that you're seeing on the screen. Then you have home monitoring option, where if you enable this, it's basically used for people having a baby, and then you can set the monitoring time, then partition sensitivity settings, like you can set the grid at which it should be highly sensitive to, and this is, you can see, off, so whatever happens in this frame, it would not be registering anything, and you can just tap and do those things. And then you have alarm interval, like alarm as in you can set it as if someone walks in at a particular square which is red, like you can set the red as windows, and then when some movement is detected near the window, it will start to give an alarm, which is mostly for people who are not there at home and they leave the home locked, and this camera is going to be helping them know if someone tries to intrude inside. I'll turn that off. Then you have the manage locations, like if you have multiple devices, this feature will come in handy to know which camera is it from, like is it from your bedroom or is it from your drawing room or stuff like that. Then you have this option called share device. So if you have multiple people in your home, you can actually tap on their profile and allow them to completely control it or only view it. So I'm going to be clicking on control, it's gonna be loading my mom's name, and I'll click on OK, and it's gonna be sending the invite, as you can see here. Now the next thing here is called automation. Now you can also create automatic scenarios, which means like if the time is a particular, like if the time is 15, then do something like delay, run a scene, turn off a scene, send notification to phone, something like that. You can experiment with these things. I'm not really a fan of these. And then here you have the firmware upgrade. Chances are that when you purchase this camera, you will have a firmware upgrade. So you should immediately upgrade it to the maximum or the topmost latest security settings available on the camera, because that's going to be helping you actually make the experience even more better. So my firmware is actually up to date and don't have any updates. And then here in the additional settings, you have the network information, security settings, plugin version. Let's see in the security settings. So in security setting, you can turn on the password, and that password would be required whenever you want to see the recording of the camera. Network information, it's going to be showing you current network information of what the speed is, IP address and such things. Then device time zone you can set accordingly, and you can also add it in your home screen of the phone. There is an option that I actually forgot, and this is called manage storage. So once you have a SD card installed, it's going to be showing you the current status of how much capacity it has and how much it has been used. Once this gets full, it will automatically delete the last few days and then gonna be updating the newest recording in there. And there's you have the storage on and off option and recording mode. You can select if you want to always record or only record when the motion is detected to save some storage. You can even format the SD card from here by clicking this, and it will give you the format successful, and the camera will just run as expected normally. And then here you can even unmount SD card in order to remove it. It also supports NAS storage if you are into that. Now, talking about some features that I did not like about this camera. Now, this camera is very much useful if you have an active internet connection, but in case of not having an active internet connection, this camera would not be able to do much at all. It only is able to provide you with security footage across the network when it has an internet connection. Without it, it probably is not able to do it. So people who are thinking to use this in their car, they can actually do that very easily by just turning the internet connection in the very start and then disconnecting the internet connection, because then it's not going to be able to show you the online recording, but it's going to start record and keep it in the memory card. So once the car is back, you can always take the recording from the memory card by popping this little guy here. The second thing I would have really liked about this camera was if it had an option to directly record the videos and send it directly to the cloud like Google Drive or OneDrive or anywhere like that, but this camera does not support that. If you want to put the camera recording online, then you have to buy a NAS, which is network storage basically, and you have to pay extra for that, but you can't really use it in Google Drive or OneDrive and all those places. These are the only two caveats that I dislike about this camera. Rest of that, everything is really nice, and this stand is one of the most amazing stands that I've ever seen on a camera. And if you want to mount it on a wall, by the way, you can put a double-sided tape here and then it would be good to go. So with that, I end today's video, and I hope I was able to give you a clear picture of whether this camera suits your requirement or not. If it still does, I'll leave the link in the description, and if you are from other country, then you can always go ahead for those global suppliers that you can easily get the camera from. And this was all for this video. If you liked this video, press the like button. If you want to join my family, click on subscribe immediately. This was the first video of 2021. There are a lot more to come, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey, that rhymed. Peace.